الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد المبعوث رحمة للعالمين وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Alhamdulillah, brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has again given us the opportunity to sit here after Salah Maghrib, after Maghrib prayer, to to sit here to discuss about the Seerah, about the life biography of the last messenger, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we do this once a week, every Tuesday, inshallah. May Allah grant us istiqamah, punctuality, istiqamah. And the intention is to imitate the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was the best example for humankind, for mankind. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran. So we, alhamdulillah, this week, I think it will be a very interesting topic. Okay, I think it is the second largest battle in Islam, Battle of Uhud, Ghazwa Uhud. Yes, after the assassination of Ka'b al-Ashraf, I think, Ka'b al-Ashraf. And because, the polytheists, the people of Mecca, they were defeated in Badr, so they made the intention to get revenge, basically. They will not stop. They will not, struck a peace deal with the Muslim. Never. This is so they secretly, prepared the army, prepared everything for the second battle. And of course, prior to that, there is a big incident. Prior to the Battle of Uhud, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he sent, Zayd bin Haritha al-Kalbi to intercept the caravan of the Quraysh. So he sent Zayd bin Haritha al-Kalbi with, I think, 300 men to intercept the caravan and basically to take their merchandise, the items they're bringing with them to Syria. But of course the polytheists, they knew about it because it happened previously. So this time they tried to find a new route to travel to Syria, basically, because Medina is between Syria and Mecca, the city of Mecca. So what they did, they took a long route, but they thought, they may escape any potential attack from the people of Medina. So they went, crossing through Najd. Najd is the desert of Saudi Arabia. Crossing that's towards the north, but more to the east a little bit, and then into Iraq, and then from Iraq to Syria. So it's a long way. Yeah. So it's to the north, but then this way. So they avoid the Medina or any location near Medina. But of course, maybe the Muslim knew about it as well. This is the route they will, take. And so Zayd bin Haritha al-Kalbi, actually the Muslims, they took the policies by surprise. They were not expecting invasion, basically. They were not expecting that the Muslim will meet with them. So the Muslim found the caravan, and that caravan was led by Safwan bin Umayyah, a polytheist leader. So he was leading the caravan, and it's a lot of wealth. They're taking a lot of wealth. I think equivalent to maybe some million dollars in our time. It's a big caravan, not a small one. So Safwan bin Umayyah with other men tasked to guard the caravan, basically, and also the guider, the navigator, is Furad bin Hayyan. So he was an expert, navigator, to navigate through a different route But then they were taken by surprise. And what happened was Safwan, the leader of the caravan, he actually left without giving any resistance, basically without resisting anything. He just ran away with all his guards. They ran back to Makkah basically, and they left. And it was an easy job. No one was killed. And so Safwan, the leader, if the leader runs away, that's it. That's what we see in Syria. What happened? Then Bashar Assad left the country, gone. The morale is down, finished. People will ask themselves, "What I'm fighting for?" The leader is not even he's not even showing his face. So this is what happened. I think the fear they have. Is that the Muslim had weapons or something, special weapon? Nothing. It's the fear, because when you fight on the truth, you know it's the truth, You don't just, because my father believed in that, so no, you can feel it. Your heart tells you, the bottom of your heart, it's the truth, You don't just think it's the truth or believe it's the truth because it's just the truth. It's my father's religion. I'm born that way. No, it's by evidence. You look at evidence, and we have Quran. Quran is miracle, and the Arabs know it. Even the Quraysh know it's not something man-made. It's different. No example we have heard like this Quran previously. The Arabs, they were very eloquent in the Arabic language. But when they hear the Quran, they even enjoy hearing it, listening to it, They enjoy. But then they don't believe in Islam because Hidayah at the end of the day is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They enjoy it, but then, okay, escape Islam? Not yet, They they hesitate. So Safwan bin Umayyah and all his, guards, they ran and left the caravan. So basically, Zayd ibn Haritha al-Kalbi. Anyone knows who Zayd ibn Haritha al-Kalbi is? Zayd bin Haritha. No? Yeah, no, we didn't, I think. But anyone knows? Zayd bin Haritha. The Prophet ﷺ has not a son, what is it called in English? Adopted son. Like he adopted him as a son. He's that Zayd bin Haritha al-Kalbi. He was a slave, but then the Prophet ﷺ freed him, granted him freedom, and then he made him like his son, adopted him as a son. That's Zayd bin Haritha. So no, he adopted him already. This is there's a story how he adopted him. Inshallah, maybe we will touch on that maybe next time. But this is it's a nice story, by the way. Yes, he was a slave, purchased, I think, from. I will, inshallah, not very clear in my mind at the moment, but we can explain it next Seerah, inshallah. Yeah. Inshallah, I will put a note here. Okay, so here. So basically, that happened, and as a result of this incident, the Quraysh knew now that they can't escape, the Muslims. No matter what they do, they try to find a new route, unless they fly by air, maybe. But they can't fly by air, yes? But so there's no way, but there are only two ways, You strike a peace deal with your neighbors, okay? Strike peace deal somehow, like we in Makkah, and we will not, you Medina, we will not, cause any trouble, and Muslim don't cause some sort of a peace deal, but they don't want that, okay? So they want to fight, basically, to get rid of, the Prophet ﷺ and his followers, basically, entire, because they see this is a serious threat to our way of life. That's how they view it. So they said, no, we can't. We will fight, even if they don't say it, but that's how it is. So so that's the start of Battle of Uhud. Now it's getting, they say they knew now, no, this is, this is causing harm to our economy, blockade and all this. So we have to prepare for another battle. So this is the beginning of battle of Uhud. And also plus the humiliation they endured after Badr. It was very, very bad day for them, basically. Very bad day. So they now, the polytheists, they, of course, they prepare each other to go for battle. But the leaders of those who, the leaders or the men who actually try to persuade the Quraysh to go for another battle with the Muslims is Ikrama bin Abu Jahl, the son of Abu Jahl, yes? But he died, yeah? Abu Jahl died in Badr, but his son Ikrama. Yes, and also Safwan bin Umayyah. This is the guy who led the caravan, who ran away. He left his caravan without a fight. Okay, Safwan bin Umayyah and Abu Sufyan. Abu Sufyan bin Harb. Now Abu Sufyan, he later became a Muslim, yes? Abu Sufyan. He became a Sahaba, very good Sahaba, but later after the conquest of Mecca. No, it's Safwan bin Umayyah. Yeah, Safwan, there's Sufyan, Safwan. That happens. Abu Sufyan and Safwan. There's no Abu though. That's just Safwan bin Umayyah. And this is Abu Sufyan bin Harb. These are the leaders of, the big people, big shots, yeah. And Abdullah bin Abi Rabi'ah. These people, I think, 4 people here. They were determined to, crush the Muslims in Medina. They were determined, and they made a lot of effort to prepare everything, to manage and prepare and even prepare and encouraging their followers to prepare for battle. So this one, and also they also went around the Mecca, other tribes living around the city of Mecca. They also encouraged them to participate in the. Of course, this is how it is. They're campaigning for the war, for the battlefield. So the more numbers they get, the better for them. That's what it is. The more help, the more men power, the better. So this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed a verse in the Quran, Inna alladhina kafaru, verily those who disbelieve spend their wealth. They spend everything, their wealth, even their time to hinder people from the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to block people from the path of Allah, to block people from the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they will continue to do so. They will continue to spend. But at the end, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَسَيُنْفِقُونَهَا ثُمَّ تَكُونُ عَلَيْهِمْ حَسْرًا. What they have done will become an anguish for them. Like it will become a anguish. Anguish means, they will regret what they have done. It will be a big regret, yes? And then they will, ثُمَّ يُغْلَبُونَ, and they will be defeated, basically. They will be defeated. وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا, the continuation of this verse until the end of the verse, وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا إِلَى جَهَنَّمَ يُحْشَرُونَ. Those who disbelieve in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be, يُحْشَرُون, will be ushered to the hellfire, basically. They'll be resurrected, and where they will go? In Jahannam, to Jahannam يحشرون. And also they tried many different ways, tactics and methods to even they recruit, poets. And what they do with poets is, to give them, that morale, the zeal, the courage, and they will write poets and they sing it. They will recite the poets during the war, and even they bring, the musical instruments, the duf and everything, to give them that boost of energy and morale. Yes. Yeah. Bedouin culture, the culture of people of Makkah, the Quraysh, yes, everything. Yeah, before, and of course alcohol, drinking and all that. Yeah, and camel meat. Eating camel meat. Even now we see Arabs camel meat, the lamb, the everything. I think they eat camel, yeah. Camel is available for them at that time. So this Safwan bin Umayyah, one of the four individuals who advocated for this battle, Safwan ibn Umayyah, he convinced the poet Abu Uzza. This is Abu Uzza, a person, a poet. He convinced him to join the army to encourage them through his poems and he was not supposed to actually join the polytheists because he was captured in Badr, this Abu Uzza. So this guy, he was captured in Badr, but the Prophet ﷺ, released him without any ransom. Just freed him, no ransom, nothing. You can just leave him like that, out of kindness and thing. But he promised not to help those who fight the Muslims, not to help in any form or any way. Yes, so he said, yes, I agree, I will not help. Then he was released based on that promise, but then he broke that promise and joined. So this is So Abu Sufyan was one of the people who also pushed for this battle. Also, he was, the reason for him to push is because, remember he lost in the Sawiq campaign. Was the Sawiq? Anyone remember? We spoke about this. Sawiq is the invasion of Sawiq. Abu Sufyan, he was the leader of the Quraysh caravan. I think, and then he tried to, do something to attack the people of Medina, but he was not successful. So the Prophet knew about his plot and then sent an army to chase after him. So they basically run as fast as they can, and they left everything. The Sawiq, they left the barley and their food behind to keep light, yeah. Because if you run away fast, you can't carry heavy things. Otherwise, it will slow you down. So that's why it's called Sawiq. So the Muslim got all of that and brought it back to Medina, the Sawiq. Sawiq is a type of like drink. You mix it with milk, maybe water. It's like oats. Yeah, we have oats here. Uncle Toby's oats. And they have it for breakfast, lunch. It's good. It's healthy food. So this is Sawiq. In Arabic, it's called Sawiq. So he was humiliated, basically. Couldn't defend his Sawiq. So this is an opportunity they find, to crush the Muslim. And they know it because I think they thought that they can prepare, a big army, and they have weapons. They have not just that. They have many other, things, wealth and good weapons and so the Quraysh, their preparation, inshallah, we will talk about that. What happened was, so they prepared 3,000 men, soldiers. Yeah, 3,000. And they were, well equipped, soldiers with coats of armor, so they have armor protection, just like we now there's the vest, bulletproof vest, and 200 well-mounted cavalry with 3,000 camels, so 200 horsemen on horse and 3,000 camels. So for everyone there's a camel. So they have good vehicles. Transportation is good. Everything is there, and 15 and also women. Yeah, they took women because women is also, maybe they sing the songs and maybe they give encouragement to their husbands, to their, partners to fight, bravely. Otherwise, you'll sleep in the couch tonight at home, Yeah, that's what they say. You will have the poem here. They say, if you can fight and show, bravery, we'll welcome you with the red carpet at home, Like when you come back home, return home, we will, basically hug you and welcome you, and then you can sleep with us, otherwise leave the house. Otherwise what? Leave the house or maybe sleep in the living room, maybe not in the room. Okay, so this is so to give encouragement. Maybe the fighters, when they see women, or these are women, we need to protect them, so that you will boost their what? their confidence, or boost their, or trigger their emotional state, because women, no, men, they protect their loved ones, isn't it? That's how it is. It's a natural thing. Yes. So for that reason, they also bring the woman. So the overall leader of this army, of this huge army, is Abu Sufyan. He's the leader, and then also Khalid ibn Walid. This is before he became a Muslim, of course. Khalid ibn Walid. He's the sword of Allah, Saifullah. Khalid ibn Walid. Yeah, he's still not a Muslim yet. So he was one of the leaders of this army, and he was assisted by Ikrama bin Abu Jahl. And then the bearer of the flags. Yeah, he's Muhajirin. No, he's not Muslim yet. He's Quraysh. No, he did not migrate to Medina. Muhajir is only those who migrated, and therefore they are Muslims. Those who haven't accepted Islam, they don't migrate to Medina. Ansar is the helpers, the people of Medina. So Ansar, they called helpers because they help the Muhajirun, the migrated Muslims. That's why they're called Ansar, the helpers. Remember when we spoke about the Hijrah, they gave half of what they own to the Muhajirun to help their, for them to reside in Medina and to start a new life in Medina, basically. So that's why they're called Ansar. And the Muhajir, Hijrah meaning migration. They're called migration because they migrated and left their hometown for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the deen of Allah. So Khalid ibn Walid, he was not a Muslim at that time. Who was assisted, but he was a very brave warrior. Yeah? He's has a lot of experience in war, in battlefield. And because of him, the Muslims in this battlefield, they were defeated. Not a complete, defeat, because the Muslim, they were not, basically destroyed entirely. No, in Ghazwa Uhud, we can say it was a defeat. Somehow that problem happened, and the one who, managed to cause harm to the Muslims, Khalid ibn Walid. He was very smart. Yeah, we will read about it, inshallah. So now, the mobilization of the army of the Makkah, the policies, the Quraysh. So the Quraysh, the bearer of the flag, I forgot saying that, are the sons of Abdul Dar, Bani Abdul Dar, the bearer of the flag. So he got maybe over 5 to 10 sons from one family. They were tasked to carry the flag of the Quraysh. So now, see, while all all this was happening, the Prophet ﷺ, he didn't know the plans of the Quraysh. He was not aware of the plans of what they're doing. But Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib, so he was still in Mecca, I believe. One of the uncles of the Prophet ﷺ, Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib, he maintained a close watch, on the military movement and preparation for war. So he urgently, sent a message to the Prophet ﷺ, and then when the Prophet ﷺ received this message, and he was in the Masjid Quba, Masjid Quba, yes, the first mosque Prophet ﷺ built when he migrated to Medina. So he received this message when he was in Masjid Quba, and the message was read to him by Ubay ibn Ka'b. So the Prophet ﷺ, after reading the content of the letter or the message, he he said to his companions to keep it a secret for now. Keep it a secret. Don't notify others or let others know about this one. So keep it secret between those companions who were there with him or who came with the message and read the message. So and then he rushed back to Medina, okay, and he gathered all the Muhajirun and Ansar to have an important meeting, a very important one, to seek consultation and what steps should be taken to face this situation, to solve this situation. So so of course the Muslims had the meeting. So but before that, the whole Medina was alerted of this danger. They were alerted, and they were, everyone knew about it, that the city of Medina, that the army of Quraysh are coming towards Medina. So now amongst the Ansar, like Sa'ad bin Mu'adh, Usayd bin Hudayr, and also Sa'ad bin Ubadah, what they volunteered to guard the Prophet. Now the life of the Prophet, or his life is at risk. Of course, this is the high tense situation. So there's a risk of the Prophet, someone tries to assassinate the Prophet. So Sa'ad bin Mu'adh and also Usayd bin Hudayr and Sa'ad bin Ubadah, they volunteered to guard the Prophet ﷺ day and night. 24/7 basically we say it. So day and night around his residence, okay, outside his residence, even, and also groups of Muslims, they patrol the entrance to the city of Medina. They keep a patrolling, just to make sure that the Muslims are not taken by surprise. If you don't patrol and monitor the surrounding, you may be taken by surprise when the enemy attacks. So they were doing that. So this is, we can see here, taking precautions, taking the steps of that. People say just do tawakkal, man. No, if we look at the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ, he did what he can, and then after that we make dua to Allah. We recite the Quran, maybe. It's not the other way around. Allah will do everything. We just read, gather in the mosque and recite Quran, do khatam 40 times. No, that's not how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the life in this world. Life in this world, you do the asbab, you take the asbab, meaning take the means and do what you can, okay, and the rest you leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, so we can see here, guarding the Prophet and then patrolling the city of Medina. And the Prophet didn't say to the Sahaba, you don't need to worry about me, my life in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If I die, I die, finish. No, not like that. Okay, they guard, guard. It's part of, that's why it's our responsibility, to guard the scholars of Islam. Anyone who is an important person, yes, a person of knowledge, we guard. In Pakistan, I was in Pakistan, big muftis there, well guarded, guarded, not well, but they have security. Yeah, and they carry heavy weapons. AK-7, they call that, huh? Yeah, 2, maybe 3 bodyguards, maybe more, because there have been attempts on lives of scholars. Many. When I was there, there were 3 attempts of big scholars, And why they're killed, we don't know who the killer is. In Pakistan, normally the police are given money, before anyone commits a crime, So no one knows. But see, that's why it's the responsibility of Muslim Ummah to take this. So the Sahaba did that, and also patrolling the location around Medina. So now, how did the army approach the army of Mecca, the Quraysh? How did they approach Medina? So what they did was, they marched along the usual route. They didn't seek an alternate route or something like that, because they're going to war anyway. So the normal route. But when they reached a place called Al-Abwa, Al-Abwa is a place where the mother of the Prophet ﷺ, she was buried there. Yes, the mother of the Prophet ﷺ, next to Medina, of course. So this place, Al-Abwa. So what happened here is the wife of Abu Sufyan, Her name is Hind bint Utbah. She also accepted Islam later. Hind bint Utbah. She suggested that we should dig the grave of the Prophet's mother. See, very, there's a huge amount of hatred here. Dig it and, do something, maybe, dig the body and so, but the other leaders of the Quraysh, they refuse to. They say that this is too much, because if you do that, then what that the same thing will be done to you, and maybe worse. They disagreed with her, suggestion. They said no, we can't do that. So they didn't do it. So they proceed further to Medina, and they camped near location near the mountain of Uhud. So they camped there in a place called Aynain, near the mountain of Uhud. So they camped there, the army of Quraysh. So that's close to Medina now, basically, because Uhud is very close to Medina. It's not far away, but it's outside Medina. Even especially during the time of the Prophet, the city of Medina is not as big as now, maybe. So it was just outside the city of Medina. So they camped there, and this was on Friday, the 6th of Shawwal, the 3rd year of Hijrah. So this battle happened in the 3rd year of after Hijrah, after the migration of the Prophet ﷺ. So now they're basically close to Medina, yes. So now the Prophet ﷺ with his companions, they discussed further plans. How should we defend the city of Medina and defend ourselves? How do we do that? What is the best way to do that, to defend? Because no, we're not attacking, the other side is attacking, but we should defend. So now, basically the Prophet ﷺ sent scouting party to actually to see the movements or the plans of the Quraysh army, scouts. So they and the Prophet also sat with his companions to discuss different opinions on what to do. So and also the Prophet ﷺ, he had a dream. He had a dream that he was slaughtering. He slaughtered cows. He slaughtered cows. And then he also saw there was a groove on his at the point of his sword. The groove is a crack at the point of his sword. There's a crack, and so he prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that this dream it has a good meaning, basically, not a bad one. So and then the cows that he saw in his dream is a reference to some of his men being killed, slaughtered cows. So some of his men will be killed in the battlefield, and also the groove at the point of his sword was a reference to a member of his household will be hurt badly or killed, basically, in this battlefield. So in this battlefield, one of his members of his family, a great member of his family, one of his uncle, died. Anyone know? Uncle of the Prophet ﷺ. He's the lion of Allah, Asadullah. No. His uncle, Asadullahi wa Asadu Rasuli, the lion of Allah and the lion of his Prophet ﷺ. Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib. So Hamza died here, but he didn't die while fighting face to face. He was attacked in very stealthy way, secretly. By who? Ambushed. By who? Attacked him. Who killed him? He was a slave who killed Hamza ibn Abdul Muttalib, slave of Wahshi ibn Harb. Wahshi. His name is Wahshi. He's an expert in throwing, javelin. The what is it called? Spear. Very expert. He will not make a mistake. So he was a slave, and normally in battlefield people don't really pay attention to slave. They thought, oh, he's a slave. He's just serving his master. He's not engaging in battle. But Wahshi, he was, waiting for Hamza. He saw him, well, that's Hamza here. And then he threw it and got, struck on his stomach, abdomen, I think, that spear. And then he died from that. Yeah, stealth. Yeah, because he died that way. He was attacked that way. Because if he was face to face, I don't think anyone can beat him. He was very strong and brave as well. Yeah, it's hard to beat face to face, and it's even scary. Face to face is very scary. Well, behind, undetected, is good. I think being a sniper is good. You shoot from far away. No one knows your whereabouts, and you can just. If you fail your mission, you can just run away. That's it. That's the war nowadays. We're fighting. The modern warfare is behind walls. Just screen. You have the control and press button. That's it. You don't see any. You don't hear any screaming. You don't see the face of your enemies. Basically, people are dying. Getting blown into pieces. You don't see. It's so easy. Just to press a button, that's it. But that's not, that's why I say it's the war nowadays is like terror. It's like terror to the highest level. It's good if we go back and when we do war, fight using arrows and sword and maybe the handgun. That's it. Yeah, close. You can see your enemy like 5 meters, 6 meters. Why that? Because if we fight like that, it's very hard to fight. Very hard. We don't want to fight. We say, no, we'll do a peace deal, We don't want to go. But because of now we have all the technology, we develop such weapons, so easy to just, It costs a lot, yeah. Anyone can fight and it costs a lot, and it's damaging, very damaging, you see. Like it can wipe the whole city like to the ground, level it to the ground in just like hours, that's it. And then it's very hard to build. But if you fight with sword, you only damage what you can't damage the buildings, each other. And it's hard to fight as well. You will think again, no, I don't want to fight, man. And when you see your enemy getting killed, human to human connection, you will feel sorry, no, this is not good, And you will try your best to make a peace deal. And that's good. But see, so modernity, like modern, is not always good. Sometimes it's not good at all. It's destruction for everything. Now we have climate. You see what's happening in Los Angeles, the fire. Yeah. So inshallah, that's why staying on track is always, good. So now, the enemy. So now the companions of the Prophet, some saying, we defend in Medina. We stay in Medina and allow the enemy to come and to enter Medina, and then we fight. So the Prophet ﷺ, he agreed to this one first. He said, let's do that. We say we defend the city from inside the city, from the inside Medina. But the other companions, those who were more expert in warfare, in battlefield, they suggested otherwise. They said, no, we don't fight in Medina. We go out and meet the enemy, fight outside Medina, not inside Medina. Okay, and they tried to convince the Prophet ﷺ, but then finally the Prophet he followed the opinion of taking the fight outside Medina. So he put on his armor, and he went out. When those companions, saw the Prophet ﷺ, they felt bad. Those the second group felt bad. Those who tried to convince the Prophet to, because the Prophet, the first, he agreed to defend Medina from inside Medina. He agreed to that. But then the other group tried to convince him, saying, no, this is not good. It's not good at all. Because if we defeat it, that's it. We don't have a plan B, basically. It's going to be hard to have a plan B. So it's better to bring the fight outside Medina. So those group, they thought they were forcing the Prophet, to accept their opinion. So they felt sorry, and they, when they saw the Prophet, in his armor, they said, look, Ya Rasulullah, they said, if you want to, follow the opinion of the first group, you are more than welcome. We're sorry to force you. Maybe we thought we were forcing you to, to accept our opinion, and we're feeling bad about it. This is out of respect, yeah. But the Prophet ﷺ said, no, I will not change my plan. I already put on my armor, and that's it. Now, I will be meeting the enemy. No change of plans. So we will go. So, and yeah, so the Prophet ﷺ, he assembled how many men? Yeah, in Ghazwa Uhud, I think 1,000. 1,000, yeah, 1,000. They had 3,000, yes. And also, one of the munafiq, Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, one of the hypocrites, the leader of the hypocrites, basically, the head of the hypocrites, he also said to the Prophet that we defend Medina from inside. And the woman can help the army, maybe by, from the rooftops, maybe, by maybe shooting arrows from the rooftops of the houses, maybe pouring hot oil or something like this. They can help from the rooftops. This is his opinion, but I think he has a different agenda in his heart, He wants the Muslim to be defeated, not to win. Because he's a hypocrite, he wants. But others maybe have pure intention. They thought of that defending Medina from inside is better than going out. But again, the opinion, I think, we will see going out is better. And we will see why. What's the reason for that? So here, the Prophet ﷺ here, and even, Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib was the paternal uncle of the Prophet ﷺ, and he had already decorated his sword with the blood of course, idolaters. He killed many of them in Badr. He said, you should go out, leave Medina, leave the city of Medina, and bring the fight outside Medina. He also agreed. So that's a very strong opinion from a warrior, Asadullah, the lion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So yeah. And then he said to the Prophet ﷺ, by Allah who has sent the book down to you, I will not taste food until I fight them with my sword outside Medina. Outside Medina, not inside Medina. So there, finally the Prophet ﷺ, he decided to go out, after weighing the pros and cons. See? So this is very important. As a Muslim, we do weigh the pros and cons, not just go, no, Bismillah, Bismillah, just do it. No. We have to weigh the pros and cons. And that's why Allah has given us brains, taught us many things, skills and things. So that's in our life, we do that. We take the asbab, we take the asbab. Not taking asbab is not tawakkal. Tawakkal is take the asbab, and then the rest, you what is it called? You leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if someone says to you, you go to school and you go to uni and they say to you, why are you studying so hard? Brother, don't study hard, man. Rizq is in the hands of Allah, man. Don't study hard. What are you doing? That's wrong, see? That's wrong. Huh? That's wrong. That's wrong. You say rizq in the hands of Allah when someone tries and then he didn't get what he expected. Then you tell him, don't stress it out, You've done your best, okay? And everything's out of Allah. You try again, That's when you say it. Don't say when someone doing the right thing, studying, mashallah, seeking knowledge and go for work, and then you say, brother, man, don't go for work. Why stress? 7 o'clock in the morning, wake up for work, man. Relax. Go late. It's fine. Risk in the hands of Allah. If you get fired from your job, you can get another job. Not like that. Yeah. No, if the Allah $10 from somewhere else, you'll get. Yeah. But you have to work on your thing. You have to work on it. That's how we know life, see. If you sit there, you will not get $10. That means it's written for you not getting it. You have to work. You have to find that. Search. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala many times in many places in Quran says, وَابْتَغُوا مِن فَضْلِ اللَّهِ. Go search the fadl of Allah. Fadl of Allah means the sustenance. Search, spread on earth. So you're not just in one place, you have to spread. You can't find a job here, go somewhere else. That's what Allah is saying in the Quran. Yes? So that's it. You stay in one place, you've not got that opportunity. Or maybe people move around the world to get the, more rizq, see? They go to Middle East, teach there. They go, there's no tax there, so get more of my salary. Many say that. And that's all right. That's how it is. So, so the pros and cons. And that's tawakkal. Tawakkal ala Allah. Otherwise, if we don't do that, then we can only blame ourselves. See? We can only what? Blame ourselves. That's it. There's no one else to blame. We can't say something, Allah has already did my rizq. Why should I worry? No, not like that. Why should I make effort? No, you make effort. That's how it is. Even the Prophet, even the Sahaba, when they heard the Prophet ﷺ said that everyone is has a place in Jannah and Jahannam. Allah knows already who's going to Jannah, who's going to Jannah. So the Sahaba said, if that's the case, then we don't need to pray and all that. We don't need to make effort. Now Allah knows that, but we don't know. How do we know? We make the effort. Now we know, inshallah, that's my destiny, going to Jannah. Okay? So if we, inshallah, make effort, everything, to become, mashallah, wealthy, for example, then you have to, work hard. You don't become wealthy just like that. You have to work hard and do the right thing. Basically, the halal, of course. We don't neglect the laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not other people, they just neglect them. And they just do whatever they can to get money. Inshallah, that whole journey is ibadah. And when I'm wealthy, I will support, the cause of Islam. That's it. That's how the Sahaba is. And that's a sign that dunya is not in your heart. See, that's the sign. Like the Sahaba, they did business. They were wealthy. They're not like poor, like just some of them were wealthy. But with the wealth, what did they do? They support Islam, and we need that. We need it. Fortunately, the Muslim Ummah, one of the reasons why they're back now, because they left. There's no competition. They don't compete with the non-Muslims. They don't compete anymore. They just say, they like they give it to the non-Muslims. Say, here, take the world. We was just our effort is just in the mosque. That's it. That's what we do. Look, religious studies is there are people who are, focused on that field, of course. We need people who will spend majority of their time learning that, because that's a big knowledge. And we need people who study the knowledge of, becoming doctor, whatever it is. We need everything. Just like, we need some people to become doctors. But not everyone can become doctors, can they? No. And some plumbers, some electricians, some engineers, some, many. Yeah? But one of the reasons is Muslim left the compete. They don't compete. I don't think they compete, There's all these non-Muslims are making weapons. We don't make. We don't do it. We engage in something else, See, one scholar said, the Muslim, when a new gadget comes out, they buy it. They have it. They have the Lamborghinis, mashallah, in the Middle East. They have the latest technology, whatever they have, because they have money. But they can't produce that. Can they produce it? Can they make the phones, the technology? They can't. They have the money because Allah has given, mashallah, the Muslim countries oil, many oil. They're the Arabs, but they lack knowledge. See, they lack how to make that. Yeah, and we mashallah, the difference between Muslims and non-Muslim is when we engage in dunya, it's not just for the dunya. See, that dunya we engage in, we give our time for dunya, is also akhirah. We direct it to akhirah, isn't it? So let's say, for example, a simple example, learn English. Learn English, why? For da'wah. Learn English so I can convey Islam. And I can teach English to others with that intention. That's ibadah. That becomes a good cause. Maybe more rewarded than, you study hadith or something. It depends, you see. And I become a doctor. so I can give da'wah to other doctors, you know. And of course, if you're at the same level, you're speaking to other doctors that will listen to you, basically. Compared to, for example, if I speak, yeah, it will be less effective. You see, so with that intention, we will not lose anything. You see, some people, I hear Muslims say, you know, someone is going for work, and they go, "Oh, brother, you work too much, man. 6 days a week, just work 4 days. Why this dunya, man? Too much dunya." That's a wrong way to say. And he just sits at home, receives Centrelink money. That's it. You see, that's all good. I shouldn't work. The tax is too high. You work more, you pay tax more. It's all good. Centrelink money. Yeah, it is. Muslim people, you have to work. Work is a proud thing to do. You wake up in the morning. Of course, don't leave your Fajr Salah. And you don't do Fajr Salah, but that's not right there. Yeah, you have to strike a right balance between everything. Yes. And then inshallah and Shaitan doesn't want you to do that because he knows that's the right thing to do. He doesn't want. He either makes you just chase dunya only, and then, or make the religious people say, "Oh, that's dunya, brother, that's dunya." No. You know, Sahaba, they are wealthy. They do trading. They were involved in trading, farming. And if someone says, "Oh, dunya, don't do that. Just sit in the mosque, do khatam Quran." That's it. Because our concern is just akhirah. No, our concern is both dunya and akhirah. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Quran, "Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana." If the hasana in dunya was not so important, he will just mention, "Rabbana atina fil akhirah hasana." That's it. Because if you get hasana in akhirah, automatically you get hasana in dunya. What's the point of mentioning fid dunya hasana? Yes, dunya hasana is something, because we are created here to become the khalifa on this earth. Khalifa, yeah? To make the laws of Allah stand, yeah? That's why we're here. Imagine when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know, created the entire human beings and no Muslim. Let's just imagine a world with no religion of Islam. Now how some people say, "Oh, because of religion, people fight and kill each other." Let's say a world with no religion. Just human beings with desires, with wanting to have power or have wealth and things. There will be fights everywhere. Oh yeah, definitely. Let's say this whole world is atheist. You know, some people leave religion because religion just creates dispute and fight. No, they will fight. The nature of human being. You know, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the angels that I will create a man, you know, he said, "Oh, they will yasfikud dima, they will shed blood." You're creating something that will shed blood. That's regardless you're Muslim, Christian, or atheist, or no religion, or democracy, or religion, or whatever it is, you will still fight. The fight will happen. Because yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing to observe to say, we shouldn't steal, we shouldn't cheat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So obviously they got influenced by those rules. Obviously generations later to be adapted. Even people atheists now. Someone will say, "I'm not religious, but I don't steal, I don't cheat." But where'd you get those rules from?
Yeah.
You got
Influenced by, yes. Yeah, yes. By the prophets, yeah.
You can't just, you don't come up with that yourself if you didn't have that influence at all. If you didn't,
Yeah.
you wouldn't know any better.
Yes. And also Allah has created in us, you know, the fitrah. That's another way of understanding. So your fitrah automatically will say, "Look, I'm harming someone, you know, this is not right." See? Automatically, you know, that kicks in. That fitrah is the thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts there as an evidence that we should, you know, follow it. Unless if the fitrah is corrupted or damaged. And then maybe something is still there, telling them this is wrong, but they just ignore it. See, I don't. We're not in their shoes. We don't feel what they feel, but I believe there's something saying is wrong, but they ignore it, and the desire, the animal desire kicks in. It's more stronger than even their conscience or their brain, you know. And that's enough. That small light in the heart is enough for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's not going to give a big one. No. This is, this life is a test. We have to work something. We have to work. We know this is the right thing to do. Like waking up for Fajr, for example. It's the right thing to, I know the hadith, many things, many punishments. And then you need to just move, yeah? But otherwise, sometimes we are defeated by our desires and we sleep again and we miss the Fajr at 8 o'clock or something, 8 in the morning or something like that. So this is the jihad we do, yeah? The real struggle and striving. So you should, so now, of course, the army of the Quraysh, they arrived near Medina, near Uhud. Now the Prophet ﷺ, he of course was on Friday, yeah. So he prayed with his companions Friday Salah, Jum'ah Salah, and then he, of course, in the khutbah, he encouraged them to fight courageously. Yes, very important, yeah. And this is what will, inshallah, will put fear in the hearts of your enemy. It's courageous, and of course, it only comes from the truth. If you fight on falsehood, you will not get this spiritual bravery, you know. And then the Prophet ﷺ put on his helmet and his armor. So two sets of armor, one over the other one. So 2 layer, more protection. So from here we also know, we don't go ride a bicycle. Say, I don't need to wear a helmet. Yeah, I don't wear a helmet riding bicycle. If I crush my head from a loss, no. Yes, you wear that safety. You take that safety precaution. Why the Prophet could have just worn one armor? That should be sufficient. But 2 extra protection, and he had 2 armors. Why not wear it? It's not against tawakkul or against, you're not having trust in Allah, brother. No, you see. And it's really my experience too. I wear a helmet, cycling. Alhamdulillah, I did not crush my head. I fell, slipped, my tire slipped. I was very fast going, taking a corner, slipped, and I was sliding, and my helmet hit a pole, electric pole, and it was cement, yeah? At the edge, there's an edge. And my helmet actually was dented, but alhamdulillah, that saved the helmet. And I said, alhamdulillah. Because I sometimes don't wear helmet too when I ride my bike, but I knew from there, look, that slip, I was not expecting. I think I was cornering like the motorcycle racing, was very fast. I think the thing was slippery. I think it was wet. It was raining wet in the morning. Yeah, it just slipped. There. Yeah. Otherwise injured for sure, man, for sure. Because my helmet cracked. I couldn't use it again. I threw it away. Yeah, concrete with a sharp edge, like the edge. You hit the edge of it was like that, and then a pole. So that edge there was hard. So it's from there I learned my lesson. Like wearing helmet is good. If not, it's so here. Okay, now the Prophet ﷺ, he arranged the army now, the Muslim army. There's there's food. So now, Sa'ad bin Mu'adh and Usayd bin Hudayr, there's no, this one we already said this. Okay, now the Prophet ﷺ, he divided the Muslim army into 3 battalions, 3 groups basically. One is the Muhajirun, the Sahaba Muhajirun, and they were under the command of Mus'ab bin Umayr al-Abdari. Mus'ab ibn Umayr. And then the second battalion, it was Ansar, the helpers. And they were under the command of Usayd bin Hudayr. And the helpers, remember, there were 2 tribes of the helpers, Aus and Khazraj. So the Prophet separated the Aus, the Aus under the command of Usayd bin Hudayr, and the Khazraj, a 3rd battalion under the command of Hubayb ibn al-Mundhir. They're different tribes. They fought together too before Islam. They were fighting together. Yeah. They're killing. Different parts of I think they lived around Medina. They resided in Medina, maybe different parts, because they were fighting each other previously. by tribe. Aus and Khazraj, tribe. But they both of these tribes, their hometown is Medina, and they were fighting each other, maybe to gain power. Aus and Khazraj. So before they accepted Islam, they were fighting, very big fight, you know. For what they're fighting? To gain power, of course, to be governing body of that place. That's how it is. You know, we want to govern, not you. We're better than you, so we keep fighting. But after Islam, they became one. They became united, and now they're fighting for the cause of Islam, not for their tribes or, you know, for their own tribe. So only for Islam. And we see the Sahaba, they didn't fight for Medina. They fight for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's it. You know, you give your life for who? For the one who created your life, not for other people, not for your country. Your country is secondary, or for your family. That's secondary. For the first thing, this my fight that I'm, you know, giving my life, is it giving my life to the one who created my life? If I'm not giving that for him, then it's going to be a loss, a big loss. Who's going to, you know, reward you for your sacrifice? No one. You see, that's why many people, when they do many good things in this world, they in the hereafter, in resurrection, I did this, I did this, I did that. How come I don't see any reward? Of course, you did not believe in the, you know, true God. Go ask the God that you believed in. He will give it to you. You get it? Go ask him. It was a statue or someone or a person maybe you worshipped previously. Ask that person. So that's it's very important to have the right belief. Yes. So here's the Ansar, two battalion, Aus and Khazraj, and then the Muhajirun, because Muhajirun was just one there, but the Ansar two. So this is 1,000 fighters, yes, and only 100 had armor. 100, that's 1/10 of 100 armor, proper, you know, armor. And then no horsemen, no one on the back of a horse, no cavalry, no horsemen. And then so the Prophet ﷺ joined this army. He was with this army and left Medina, but he left Abdullah ibn Maktoum, the blind Sahabi. He left him in Medina to be in charge of the you know, internal affairs of Medina during his absence. Yeah, Abdullah ibn Maktoum. So they went. They proceeded towards Uhud, of course, towards Uhud. We gonna eat after Isha or before Isha? This one, before. Then we have to stop here, inshallah. Inshallah, I have this beneficial session. So when we have no questions and answer, we start eating. Yeah, the food smells good. May Allah reward. Yeah, the note is here. I got it. Inshallah, using notes, Microsoft Notes.